I chopped up clips from the mainstream media while this lieutenant governor was winning and giving her inspiring speech. One of these realities is inspiring, uplifting, much more honest, and good energy, and the other one is dark, divisive, negative, fearful, stressful, and flat out dishonest. See for yourself.
Glenn Youngkin played the race card for a reason, because he knows it works on certain white voters.
He did stoke white grievance politics to mobilize a Republican base.
I want to introduce to you my husband, Terrence. He's another Marine.
He's laundered Trump's really sort of disgusting, flagrant out racism. He's wrapped it in education.
Education,
right,
which is code for white parents don't like the idea of teaching about race.
I'm telling you that what you are looking at is the American dream. The American dream. When my father came to this country, August 11th of 1963, he came at the height of the civil rights movement from Jamaica.
That's the fundamental problem for these parents and this anti-CRT movement. They don't like the way whiteness is being portrayed in these new, more inclusive lessons.
This wasn't about those pocketbook issues. This was about how white kids feel talking about what black kids go through.
The subtext of all this was, we can't let these black and brown people run the country.
He came, and I said to him, but it was such a bad time for us. Why did you come? And he said, because America was where the jobs and the opportunities were. And he only came with $1.75. $1.75. Took any job he could find, and he put himself through school and started his American dream. And then, yes, and now he's comfortably retired. And then he came and got me when I was 6 years old. And when I stepped on that Pan Am Boeing 737 and landed at JFK, I landed in a new world. And so let me tell you this. I am not even first-generation American. When I joined the Marine Corps, I was still a Jamaican. But this country had done so much for me, I was willing to die for this country. USA! And so I say to you, victory indeed. But I say to you, there are some who want to divide us, and we must not let that happen. They would like us to believe we are back in 1963 when my father came.
Glenn Youngkin running on critical race theory that he knew hit a chord around race.
I think all the CRT stuff is trumped up dog whistling.
Some of it was dog whistle racism.
The dog whistle messaging that you saw Youngkin engage in during the course of the campaign.
CRT is in the latest line of school busing, crosstown busing, welfare queens. You have it. It's in that same line, and you saw it in the results in Virginia.
This more palatable Republican who still uses the same racist themes that Trump did. He just packaged them in a soccer dad sweater vest model.
He's found a way to launder a pretty racist trope, this idea that we cannot talk about America's history because it hurts my feelings.
We can live where we want. We can eat where we want. We own the water fountains. We have had a black president elected not once but twice, and here I am, living proof.
White voters do have anxiety about a changing America, right? That it is blacker, it is browner.
You've got the Republicans yelling like, hey, look, the black and brown folks are coming for us.
In case you haven't noticed, I am black and I have been black all my life. But that's not what this is about. What we are going to do is we are going to now be about the business of the Commonwealth.
Some Republican candidates are perfectly willing to use race as a motivating factor for their base. That has gone on for decades, and it happened this year.
Race is just the most palpable tool in the toolkit. It used to be of the Democratic Party back in the day when there were Dixiecrats, and now of the Republican Party.
This is about the fact that a good chunk of voters out there are okay with white supremacy. Let's call a thing a thing. Actually, scratch that. They are more than okay.
We are going to fully fund our historically black colleges and universities. You're going to hear from your governor-elect, Glenn Youngkin. And he's got a day one plan that I'm already tired about. Don't know how we're going to make it to day two. But he's going to make sure we keep more of our money in our pockets because he's going to get rid of all kinds of taxes. We're going to have safer neighborhoods, safer communities, and our children are going to get a good education. Because education lifted my father out of poverty, education lifted me out of poverty, education will lift us all out of poverty because we must have marketable skills so that our children can not just survive, but they will thrive. And they will create generational wealth. That's what this is about. It's a historic night. Yes, it is, but I didn't run to make history. I just wanted to leave it better than I found it. And with your help, we're going to do that. We're going to have transparent government. And as I used to say as we were on the trail, hold on, Virginia. Help is on the way. The cavalry has arrived. Thank you. God bless you. We ran an impossible, improbable campaign against God was exactly with us. Otherwise, we would never have made it. And so I want to finish up by thanking you, Jesus. How sweet it is.
First of all, they love to tell you, like Joy Reid, the Dixiecrats, the party's flipped. And if you look at history, the first black senator was elected in 1870. So Republicans were voting for, respecting, and working with black men since 1870. And the first Democrat senator was, you could see it's not in black and white because it's 1993. It took them over 100 years to vote for black people. But they want to brainwash you into thinking the party's just magically flipped. Here, let's just be honest about the present moment since we could debate about history all day. Liberal news has admitted that a majority of black youth wasn't getting vaccinated in New York. But then on the same hand, the liberal mayor, the Democrat mayor, wanted to kick people who haven't been vaccinated out of restaurants, gyms, and indoor facilities. They can lie to you all they want in the school system, on the media, through celebrity puppets that they probably pay off or just work with and brainwash, but the truth should be obvious to anybody with half a brain. Who's trying to take away your freedom again? Who's trying to take away your liberty? Who talks down to you like you're an animal, a lab rat, and a slave? And who only pretends to value you if you agree with them? Trust me, Republicans annoy the heck out of me, but they're a lot better at saying we like people who agree with us. If you love America, if you love low taxes, if you value your personal freedom, trust me, they will elevate you to the highest ranks if you're black, Hispanic, Asian. They don't care. They just want people who love this country. Seriously, that's a massive majority of the Republican Party. They don't say if you're this race, we love everything you do. It's like, no, if you're a realistic person and we agree, then we like you. They're at least blunt and honest about that. The Democratic Party pretends like they like black people and Hispanics and Latinx, which most Hispanic people don't even know what that means. But then the second you're that ethnicity and you disagree with the Democratic Party, my goodness, they're vicious. You think they're mean to me? No, they are much meaner to minorities who disagree with their narrative. They hate that. They want to control you so bad. They want to control your money. They want to control your mind. They want to control whether or not you show off your smile at work. They want to force mask you. They even want to force inject you or treat you like a literal serf or slave and not allow you in indoor facilities. That's who they are, okay? Anybody caught under their spell is probably suffering in misery. Like these loser San Francisco bloggers, they're like, I hate Republicans. Be honest, I've been to San Francisco years ago. San Francisco sucks now. Does anybody really want to live there? Is it fun with the COVID restrictions, with the rise in crime, homelessness, trash everywhere, overdoses? Is it fun? Or are you guys just like a misery loves company folk where you're just lying to the rest of the country and talking about how you're going to clean up America and you can't even clean up your own neighborhood? I think both parties are deceitful. Honestly, I think Trump blew it in his last year in office. However, the Democratic Party and the Democratic media is by far the worst. They are so negative, they are so nasty, they are so divisive, and they have almost nothing to offer anymore. And I say that like 10 years ago, they have something to offer you. Now, they have nothing. All they have is personal attacks. All they have is racial attacks. All they have is blaming an entire race of people and then acting like they don't do that. It's a joke. So God bless this wonderful woman for helping to expose some of that. And more people are getting tired of it. I'm sorry. These people are not leading on the music charts anymore. They're not leading on the television. They're not popular on social media. That's why they want to censor so much. It's not because they care about you or they care about ethnicity. It's because they suck. They're dishonest, wicked liars, and they can't compete in a free market. And if you think it's just Republicans or anti-maskers or whatever stupid lie they tell you, these authoritarian liars, think again. The New York Times recently published an op essay, Should Classic Rock Songs Be Toppled Like Confederate Statues? Trust me, they're coming for you next. So instead of being so angry at your American-loving friend or your friend who stands up for themselves against medical tyranny, you should really be thanking us because we're the only thing standing in the way between total government control and total authoritarianism. You're welcome. These people are using race and using this public health scenario as a way to justify more power over your life. And if you don't think so, if you don't think them printing trillions of dollars and putting trillions of dollars everywhere, you don't think anybody's trying to get a piece of that pie, you're naive and you're foolish. Wake up, folks, and God bless you.